Yo, what's poppin', gamers? How's everybody doing? Boy, we got a special treat for you today. And I know what you're thinking. Wow, Jim and Kyong, these two amazing runners playing each other? No, that's not the treat that's in store for you today. Absolutely not. The treat we have is we are actually blessed and joined by future Hall of Famer Rando runner Gerdo in the comm booth, man. How are you doing today, dude?
I am doing absolutely fantastically, my friend. Thank you for your kind words in introducing me. I could not be happier right now. And especially not because we actually, despite what you have been saying, the main treat today, this match
Yeah.
between two great runners. Do you have any words for these guys?
I mean, God rest one of their souls because we are in the losers bracket, round of 3. So it seems crazy, but one of them is going to have to kill the other so the other may live.
Sounds
I think that's
unnecessarily
how that
brutal.
works. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
this is Speed Gaming Live. We're serious around here. This is a big cash tournament,
yeah.
so.
It's like a gladiators arena, right? One of them is
Mhm.
going down. It's not gonna be pretty for either one of them.
No, no. And they are good friends, but like they are professionals. One of them is willing to kill the other one to move on, and like the one who dies, they'll respect it.
I have no doubts about that. Looks like we're off. So, since there's
So
not
yeah,
much to talk about, right, at the start, or is there?
well, I mean, we could go over the settings a little bit. I
Yeah, sure.
know
I'm a
things have changed a little bit since your heyday, but we are actually starting off with these majestic boots and a sword.
damn. Then
Yeah,
how
dude,
do you explain them not having a sword right now while dashing, Actor Boker? Can you tell us more about
um,
that?
okay, you know, that's a very shrewd eye you have there. I wasn't expecting to get hit with these hard questions here. I thought you would have just been so amazed by the technology. It's just a graphical glitch. You know, we don't need
I
to ask
see, I
questions
see.
about
They
that
have
one.
it now. It's fine. They
Yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah.
do have a sword right there.
But because we don't want to make things easy for them, we remove the red mail. So there's only going to be one mail upgrade. Golden sword, not today. We don't allow it. You only get 2 bottles, but they come washed but not filled. And half magic, you're never gonna see it. Instead, you get a little tiny small magic thing. So like it's almost a slap in the face. That's pretty
Damn.
much Speed Gaming Live settings. Yeah.
Looks like you gotta be an absolute expert to play this. How are you gonna survive against Colts there with this little equipment? Well, I'm excited to
Well,
see what strategies these runners will employ to accomplish that.
I mean, you hit the hammer on the nail. You absolutely have to be an absolute expert to play these settings. And I mean, this is Jim and Kyong. Like
Yeah,
these two have history.
they don't let any schmuck in here, right? Like, there's been a lengthy qualifier process, I have been told, to get the cream of the crop racing in these. So, thinking about it, I shouldn't be worried for our runners here, despite the harsh rules that have been imposed upon them.
Yeah, they most certainly have been tried and tested through vigorous weeks of qualifiers. We took 128 people, and we are just slowly weeding them out until, you know, we get to the end where the winner gets to claim a cash prize. I think like $1 million is where it's at right now.
Yeah,
That's what I said last time, and that's my story. I'm sticking with it.
yeah, sounds about right.
But I mean, like, you know, the juice has got to be worth the squeeze. Like you said, you have to be an expert to play these settings. So
Which I'm having. Yeah, both of them not with the perfect fight, but
pretty good.
good enough. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
they didn't
Does
die.
there
That's usually good enough, right?
I was gonna say, is there efficacy in that fight? Like, are you worried about them for like cold stare moving forward, or have they lowered your confidence level a little bit with that ball and chain guard performance?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not super impressed, but not all is lost, right? They definitely have their chances against Colts there.
Yeah,
If they even have to
yeah,
go there, who knows? Who knows?
that's true. So,
This is not an all dungeon seed, is it, Actor Boker?
it could be, but this is randomized, so yeah, we're not gonna know. Maybe like our go mode is gonna be like, hey, as long as Ice Palace isn't required, so we don't have to do cold stare. Else maybe they just like sit around and wait until we re-roll them another one. I don't think that's gonna happen, but let's randomizer. Who knows?
So before we get out of this cave and into the interesting parts, what are your expectations for this race or thoughts about the runners? Where do you see them in the grand scheme of randomizer history? Who's the favorite here? What can you tell me about that?
I'm gonna say 100%. Jim is the absolute favorite here. If you were a betting man, if you wanted to like put money on who's going to get second place at SpeedGaming Live, like Jim is your like #1 bet. I don't know who you pick for first, but like Jim, man, he's always good for second.
Yeah, he got second at the 2019, if I recall.
And the
SGLIVE, right?
And the 2020.
He got second there as well.
Yes.
Well, that's amazing. I did actually not know that. I knew about the first one. I heard. Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Well,
dark times.
We don't need to talk about either of them.
Yeah.
As far as he's concerned, but I mean, like.
Well, I have to counter your claim of Jam being the absolute favorite here. I think he's washed. I gotta say, I think he's washed. I have been closely observing his gameplay over the last couple of months, and he's not the old Jam he used to be. Like, the Jam who got second place in all these big tournaments. I think
those are bold words.
that Kyong is the favorite here, because he's the greatest gamer of all time. So that's a 502 escape from Jam. Have you gotten the Ariro PS escape finish time power ranking shout out to tell me what a 502 is in that? Is that an S tier time?
That I would say compared to basically everybody in the field that is not Airy, that is like an S+ tier time. To Airy, that's more of like a shrug, kind of like whatever time. Believe it or not, Airy, Thalane and Jim. Thalane was in this tournament. He actually did get eliminated last night, I believe. But they actually did a they did like a 10-game escape race-off. Nobody took one escape off of Airy.
Damn,
that's how consistent
impressive.
He is. Yeah.
Alright.
But that's pretty good. But I gotta say, the last race I commentated, they actually got a 420 escape. So that's pretty good. They may have had a mirror, so maybe like that changes things, but you don't have to necessarily be upfront with that. Yeah.
Oh, there's a sword at Gannon, by the way. So the chances are good that we are going to see a Master Sword Gannon fight in, I don't know, 1 to 2 hours, somewhere in between there, right? Because I don't think these runners would go for this Master Sword or this sword upgrade. Unless they have to do AGA anyway, right? Who knows?
Yeah, I guess you have to do AGA anyway.
If we look at the items, which we have not been paying attention to at all, I feel like we should talk about these. We already have a glove upgrade.
We have Samaria too, we have flippers, yeah, and the glove, and you're right, I've not been paying attention at all. We were talking about escape times.
So... But what I'm trying to say is, with these gloves, the probability of this being an AGA required seed for Dark World Access have gone down a little bit already, right? Would you agree with that sentiment?
Yeah, I'd say so,
A little bit. It's not over, but...
Yeah. There's still, a slight chance of AGA on the forecast. Hey, there's a ice rod there.
Ah, that's a good find. Yeah. Always like to find that early, in case you need it.
Also, the first item that we've called out in the restream, it only took them getting 4 of them, but we finally got one. They gave us a chance.
I mean, to be fair, watching Escape, who pays attention watching Escape? Like, nobody does, right?
I mean, well, I was actually paying so much attention, that's why I didn't see it. Like, my dopamine levels were off the charts. I was not able to, like, actually perceive what was going on.
Luckily, despite both of us not paying attention, we have a very lovely tracker here, so we can rely upon that to see which items have been found.
Oh yeah, Clear Mouse is tracking today. Maybe you guys have heard of her, but yeah, she's the one doing all the work here while we're up here talking about Ares' escape personal best.
So we got a bottle in the well, and we bought another bottle of the bottle vendor. Now, I have been wondering why is this guy named the bottle vendor, and if you have been wondering the same, you've got your answer right now.
He does sell bottles, and that's actually going to be the only 2 bottles that we find today. You're only allowed 2, and they're always going to be empty. I thought that was a pretty cool change, because like bottles are huge safeties, but we now have kind of put a time penalty, you know, associated with getting that safety. Oh,
Got a book from the sick kid.
You ever just sick, laying in bed, and just want to read a book and, you know,
and some
chill
guy
out? Well,
comes
not
in.
it just rips it out of your hands.
Kinda disgusting thinking about it.
Hey, you know, we're trying to win, you know, that $1 million prize for this cash tournament here. So sorry, sick kid, you get no reading material to help ease you for the end of your days.
No
We might need
punches
this
pulled.
to finish the seat.
Well, talking about the race a little bit, despite both of them doing the exactly same thing, Gem has actually built up a little bit of a lead already, just based on his epic execution. Maybe I have been wrong about the prediction and you have been right beforehand.
Well, I mean, yeah. Honestly, I think Jim probably heard what you said, and he's gonna get motivated by that kind of talk. You can't talk to him like that. It only
He got
brings out
mad
the
at me.
demon in him. We got a little blind grab here from Kyong.
Damn, I'm not a fan of that. I am a vocal opponent of the blind race game, and it's gonna cost Kyong dearly here. Extending Gem's lead, basically.
Sounds like you picked the wrong person. I hate to say it, but, you know, maybe you've lost your edge over the years.
The race isn't over yet, Activoker.
Okay. I thought if you know, weren't going to make it out of escape and, you know, your opponent blind pulled race game, then we could pretty much call it. But, like, Jim spent basically 3/4 of his magic trying to get through mini Moldern Cave, so...
Is Kyong going for a hooligan here?
Yeah, he is.
That is interesting indeed, because looks like his Zora senses are tingling, right? Like, why else would you be doing this right now? He's got the flippers, so Zora is in logic, of course.
He also has the glove too, so Zora is also in logic.
Giga in logic, yeah.
Because he has to, yeah. He's Giga in logic.
Small comment on Gem's route. He skipped the dam, basically. He might be looking for a dam to Agina play, which is probably motivated by him having the book and the gloves, which allows him to get all of the items out of Desert Palace, except for if Lanmo happens to have one.
Yeah, that might actually be an interesting round. Then, like, I think Kyong is going to be very close to having enough money for Zora, whereas with what's going on with Jim's route, that actually looks like something that he might isolate pretty hard.
Yeah, if Kyong gets the money, then he'll be able to check that. Well, like as you said, Gem will have that isolated and it will weigh heavy on his mind for the rest of the race. It's not just that you might have a disadvantage not checking that item, but like you also take mental damage, right?
Yes.
By having that Zora at the back of your head, taking up space where like execution thoughts could be or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, there's a flute hanging out there in the well. We also found our pearl over at the dam too. Do you think Jim will remember to check that location, or do you think maybe like this is it?
I mean, he'll remember it, but he will not like to go back here.
Alright, then yeah, gonna check out the legend. Yeah, Kyong is gonna be short by, I think, 40 rupees. After he gets the 50.
It's unfortunate. This means that also he will be taking mental damage, right?
Well, it does give him some other options. Yeah, he's concerned about it. He was checking the stun prize there. He found out it's bombs, but we do have a glove, so he is able to do a couple rounds in the rupee farm. And I feel like you kind of gotta if you already hula hand, like.
Yeah. Kind of wasted some time doing that if he still won't be able to get the Zora money, I feel like, but.
Well, I'm looking at the item tracker and like in Claremont I trust, and I don't see a hammer anywhere on this item tracker.
True.
And Zora is unchecked, so that always rings alarm bells in my head.
We got both the fetch quest items already. What's your favorite fetch quest, Octoboker? Do you maybe have a song about fetch quests or something that you want to present? I'm just asking for a friend.
Unfortunately, I came ill prepared. You know,
Alright, it's not a big deal.
if I would have known you were joining me in the booth today, though, I would have whipped up something. But unfortunately, I got nothing today.
I mean, this was kind of clear since yesterday evening, so I won't let that
I'm
excuse
trying
slide,
to
honestly,
lie
but
to everybody that can listen, but if you're not gonna let me, you know what? That's fine.
it's fine. I will forgive you. So Gem is activating the flute. He might be heading... I mean, yeah, he will probably check Death Mountain at some point. They will probably enter Desert Palace at some point. All in search for the second glove upgrade or the hammer. So that they will not have to do Age. I wish both the runners luck in that endeavor.
I don't know if you're like in this seat though, and like you know that sword is hanging out on Lumberjack. Are you kind of hoping that it's like forced Aga just to, you know, so you don't have to make that decision later?
I mean, I don't think it's much of a decision, right? There's no way you go for that sword if you don't have to do Age
Right.
anyway.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, if you could hope for anything in this situation, are you like, you know what? Maybe I kind of hope
Oh,
it's an
I
Aga
see your question. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'd be personally way more comfortable with a red sword, and I don't know any runner who wouldn't be, so...
I mean, you were, you know, quite the NMG expert. So, like, you do Aga 2 or Aga 1, then you go get your sword, just not from pedestal, but from Lumberjack. It's kind of like, you know, refreshing old memories.
Very similar, it's true. Getting kind of nostalgic here.
Notably, we didn't really get
Oh,
anything from that shovel, and it was quite, you know, a journey to go and get it.
so Kyong went for some hoops and loops and whatever you call it to actually get his $500 reduced before heading towards Zora, and now here he is, and let's see if this pays off for him.
If this is like a, you know, a huge item, like 10 arrows, it will be non-consequential, and Kyong will have lost that time, you know, hula hanning and spending the time
Yeah.
to farm money, and Jim will have gained a lot of time, not only skipping Zora, but, you know, skipping all the time to farm rupees. But Kyong has no mental damage. That's a very good point.
That's a good point by Thalane. On Desert Ledge, I don't know if you have been paying attention, because I know
I
you
haven't.
love to not do that. Yes,
Yep.
there have been Titan's Mitts on the Desert Ledge.
The Titan mids have been sighted on Desert Ledge. Oh my god.
You might not believe it, but that is what I've been told, yes.
Those are really good.
It kills A&M. Well, does it? Yeah, it does.
No, you actually have to, like, reflect these blue balls back at him. And that's actually what kills him.
Alright. Thank you for that joke, Egg.
You're welcome, man. If you just let me know when you want another.
You can just sprinkle these in from time to time. I don't mind
Okay,
too much.
okay. Thank you.
So we don't have a fire source yet, still, for either of these runners, so...
Nope.
Gem won't be able to finish this crystal dungeon, the Desert Palace.
Yeah,
But he'll get what he can, he'll get the mids, and then I would imagine he's gonna go off to Dark World. What would you do as your first step in Dark World here?
First thing I would do is after I took the Dark World portal in Village of Outcasts, I would I would exit the screen and go somewhere else.
Would you not
That's
consider going to Death Mountain first, because they have the hook, right? They have the mids.
You know, Death Mountain actually seems like a great play. No,
A ton of items off Death Mountain, yeah. I kind of want to pick your brain a little bit here concerning strategies, because I have been told that you're actually still in the upper bracket. Is that true? Of this tournament?
Yes, it is true, but like, I'm only there by, you know, fortune and blessings. I do not say that I compare to the skill level of these two runners because,
Alright,
like,
so you've been getting lucky, is what you're saying.
correct. And I've been doing it for years and years now, so.
So there's apparently an item left on Landmo, which Jam won't be able to get, and I don't think Kyong will be able to get on his first trip here. Very likely.
And Kyong is actually on Death Mountain right now, and you got to think he's
Yeah,
probably gonna stay fluid with this and maybe head over to East Death Mountain. So he will be going over there presumptuously without the mitts. That's a bow over there
it's
in
a bow and
Agina.
egg, and that's big.
Oh my. Well, if we keep
Yeah,
finding items at this rate, we're gonna have to start walking through like, what do we need? Like 2 things for go mode? What the heck?
yeah.
Haven't even been to the Dark World yet.
The interesting part might be over very soon already, so we can talk about stuff like escape times again once that happens and when go on.
Well, I can only hope, yeah. We're just buying time until they get their go mode items, then we can just go over, proper escape room strats.
But as you mentioned, Kyong is going to East Death Mountain right now without the mids, of course, which means you will have to at some point probably double dip this East Death Mountain, while Jam will be able to do that in one smooth trip.
Without mirror, though, I mean, like,
Oh yeah,
obviously it's
that's
a
right.
little less efficient, but it's probably not that bad.
Yeah, you're probably right. I didn't
Yeah.
consider that the mirror is still missing. Jam elected to make use of his bow, though, and just head into Eastern Palace. Not a bad play, of course.
Yeah, he's had enough of this overworld crap, He's in this game to get 7 crystals and kill Gannon, and you're not gonna get 7 crystals by just, what, checking Hype Cave? You gotta go get some dungeons done.
That's correct. I mean, there are different philosophies on that question. You're kind of opening up a can of worms here, but
That's okay. I mean, there's only one correct route, and that's the one where you go to where all the items are, and then there's the second best route, is where you follow the guy that's going to where all the items are. And I know you're familiar with that last one.
I absolutely am an experienced stream sniper from back in the days.
In the spoiler log, of course.
Yes, of course. I thought that would go without saying.
Yeah, people have vivid imaginations these days. You've been gone for a while.
I don't think there was anything interesting on that mountain island, but I honestly did not get
We got
100 times on it.
a master sword. So not
Right.
bad.
So these runners are gonna finish this scene with the Master Sword, right? Or is there any way, shape, or
Well, there are
form?
there's 4 swords in the pool.
Oh,
So
I see. Okay, I didn't know that.
yeah, so they can still, yeah, that third sword is not like the only third sword. They will
Okay,
still get the
okay.
4th one, and then it gets transformed into, I think, a green 20 or something silly.
I see how it is.
And Kyong, always the expressionist. You could see, the the despair as he sees those mitts after he left Dark Death Mountain. Honestly, if you had to ask me, like, any runner that, if you were like, who was always like calm and collected and seemingly like never tilted, I would have to say like Kyong. He has
Oh
the
yeah.
most mental fortitude out of any A Link to the Past runner
Yeah.
ever.
It might have to do with the strategy choice, right? Like, he expertly avoided the mental damage from skipping Zora earlier, and maybe that's kind of why his mental fortitude seems so strong. Like, he employs strategies that minimize the damage his mental takes. While Gem, on the other hand, does not employ
Yeah,
such strategies, and as a result, he's not known as the runner who's always calm and collected.
and like these are the things that no one's ever gonna tell you about to play this game. But like sometimes you have to route in a way that not only like works with your physical abilities, but also your mental abilities. Like it's a very complicated game.
There are many layers to this. So Kyong is getting his items out of desert that Gem already got, while Gem is cruising through Crystal Eastern Palace, getting that off his bucket list.
Really didn't see anything in Eastern Palace, and I believe it also had like the
Yeah.
Big Key Vanilla, so there's really no opportunities for major time saves in Eastern also.
Yeah, not really.
Right. So you think Jim's gonna be heading over to the mountain after this, or
I
you
would
think?
expect him to do that, yeah.
Okay,
On
okay.
the other hand, you might like... Nah, I think you could wait for Hammer or Mirror to also get to do Harrow while being up there already, right? But I feel like there's just too many items on the right side of Death Mountain that I don't think you're gonna delay that for too long. I mean, this is a sensible play he's doing right now. This is a quick check of 2 items, and you get knowledge on the Dark World crystals. Oh, it's a Pendant Thieves Town.
It's everyone's favorite. And then we also got that early bow, so we can go do Pendant Pod as well. Then yeah, that was a green pendant over at Swamp, and then the 5-6 was at Mire and somewhere else.
Yo, there's a sword. So this means they're getting tempered, right? Because I don't think Kyong's been here.
Yeah, they'll most probably. I would assume they get both get tempered unless something crazy happens.
So all our talk about the sword at Lumberjack has been completely for naught.
Well, between that and, you know, how I was talking about Escape and, like, I don't know, 90% of the stuff we've been talking about has, you know, been of the same criteria.
I would recommend muting this stream and just vibing to your music, honestly.
That's what I usually recommend anyways. So Kyong following exactly the same suit. After he gets his bow, he's going to head over, get his crystal from Eastern. Jim just kind of doing the opposite. And yeah, basically they'll all have done exactly the same things after this, I imagine, except, you know, Jim will have Dark Death Mountain available.
Yeah, and Zora,
assuming he makes it. Yeah, he's got to make it past his dead rock, though.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he can reset the dead rock here, or he can just die. I mean, that's also a reset, right? He has the save point here because the uncle just dashed into his hole.
Because I picked Jim to win, I'm going to say that he did that on purpose, and it was a time save and an excellent move on his part, because there was no way he was making it past that dead rock.
Okay.
So I will make up a story to turn that, like, horrendous, you know, bout of execution into a good thing.
That's fine.
Alright.
So now that we have knowledge on the Dark World pendants and crystals, what are we actually still looking for in this seed?
We are going to need a fire rod. We are going to need at least 1 medine, possibly 2, possibly 3.
Maya was bombos, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
Looks like I was paying more attention in our tracker here, which is very rare, a rare sight. But it happened.
It's okay. It happens. It happens. And then also that hammer.
Yeah.
It's been like one of those
weird
things.
The biggest thing missing right now, right? You usually find it early because it unlocks so much.
And then, like, if we happen to find bombos, let's just say that hammer can be, like, quite literally anywhere. It's the most disgusting thing ever. Yeah, pod, ice, could be in Thieves, could be in Sea House, like, who knows, man.
These pendants are disgusting, don't you think? Is there a worse pendant layout than this one?
Pod, Thieves, I mean, Swamp being a pendant is nice. You're hoping never to find the mirror, I guess, but these pendant dungeons, most certainly, like, when you go to them, you kind of usually have to see them through, and they are exceptionally long. So yeah, there's a lot of volatility in them.
Right. I've been talking to many modern strategists of this game, and some of them recommend to me that you should always go into port first thing in Dark World. Which, with it being a pendant right here, you know, it's kind of a risky play. What is your opinion on that?
I think I have heard the fable too. If you happen to find yourself in East Dark World, go with no hammer, just go to pod.
Right.
Don't even ask questions.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one thing as well. They have the bow to full clear it, except for Helmasa, of course.
Yeah. And that's the one you don't want to do anyways, because that's like the one that sucks the most. However, the reason that Kyong is actually in the lower bracket right now was because of Pendant Helmosaur specifically. So, you know, maybe that one's always going to be a little touchy for him too. And man, Kyong's race last night was insane. Both of their races last night were insane.
Yeah, I caught that Kyong race actually. It was really something.
I think Jim knocked out Tiso last night, and they were like in GT in like seconds apart.
Yeah.
It was incredible to watch.
Looks like an insane tournament. Gem not finding anything worthwhile on the dark side of that mountain so far. The blue mail is nice, but not a necessary item, of course.
Well,
So is this thing.
silvers are pretty good. You know, we did establish that Ice Palace is a crystal today, and blue mail will help with that. And then yeah, there's a lamp, so we have a fire source finally. Maybe not the one you like wanted to find first, but you know,
Right.
sometimes you gotta crawl before you can walk. Alright, well, where are we going next?
I'm excited to find out. I think both of them have done exactly the same things now, except for Dark World Death Mountain, and of course it's Zora, right?
No, it kind of seems like Jim's got a little bit of the upper hand here.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, first and foremost because I picked him to win, and second, like he, you know, has already done Dark Death Mountain, and he did already scout out the Mire area.
Right, the my area. Kyong. Yikes.
It's good
Okay.
sportsmanship from Kyong here, though, to Dead Rock block himself to match what happened on Jim's side. I told you they were friends.
Yeah, it's fair play is above everything for these two players, that's true. So Gem is heading into Pendant Thieves Town. I don't imagine he will go further in the first 4 chests, especially with that hammer still missing.
Yeah, no hammer, and like we haven't made our way over to Hype Cave yet. But I don't know, man.
Dude, in that Kyong race yesterday, you know, I've said the same thing a couple times, and then Kyong, the absolute madman, just did the weirdest stuff. So
it was certainly wild yesterday. Yeah, they had a blind pull flute on pedestal, I believe, and Kyong had actually made his way into Pendant Turtle Rock without the ice rod and did the whole thing for basically nothing. And then he went to Turtle Rock. You know, some people say it was a questionable time, but like he's the one who won the race, so you know he says, you know, talk to the stat sheet, but he managed to find his way back and still slightly edge out a win over Zero Rush. It was very fun to watch.
So nothing worthwhile in the first 4 chests. So.
There never is. If you're like we all know the goods. If it's gonna be in Thieves Town, it's always in the back. That's where the money's at.
You're probably right. I mean, 300 rupees will enable him to comfortably do Zora once he decides to go for the completely isolated location.
Yeah, no mirrors, so he would have to like specifically do that as a one-off unless that mirror is gonna show up soon. I feel like if you're either of these runners too, you're like, nah, I don't need that mirror, don't worry about it. I would prefer not to worry about Swamp for the entirety of the seed, please.
Kyong Maya checks in, he's gonna get that Tempered Sword as well. Out of here. Yeah. Gem has quite a decent lead right now. He's basically all of Village of Outcasts ahead, right?
Yeah, but like, don't let that deter you or make that think that the race is over. I know you guys saw Jim get out of Escape first and you were like, alright, it's cool, I can stop watching. No, that's not how this works. Now you're thinking, alright, Jim's already done all of Village of Outcast and, you know, Kyong is just going there, so the race is over. No, absolutely not. We don't have that hammer yet. That hammer can be anywhere, and like either of them could make any sort of decision to like go and find it. So nobody go anywhere. This race is beyond done. And like here we go. We have Kyong going into Skull Woods. Jim didn't go in here. What if this is the play?
True, true. Kyong losing his shield expertly there to reduce lag frames. No one needs that shield. There's like one spot where that shield is useful, right?
Oh, okay, I was about to say, and yeah, Swamp is a pendant, so you're right. we don't need the shield to dodge the spear from the guy that
Right.
guards Swamp Palace, yeah, just get rid of it.
So do you think
Then-
this played into his decision to go to Skullwoods, that he knew he could get rid of his shield here, and doing that early, of course, saves you many more lag frames than doing it late?
Absolutely, I do believe that is exactly why he did that. Like, you can actually look at his facial expression right now.
I
He
would
actually
not
looks
put
pretty
it past
thrilled.
him. Kyong is the absolute mastermind of this game, so it is definitely in the realm of possibility. Gem found Quake, by the way, in Hype Cave, which is
Okay.
needed for Turtle Rock, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, well, that is definitely an item we're gonna need today. No hammer though, so we can't necessarily go in, and then no fire rod, so who wants to go in? But definitely a piece of the puzzle. Now he does have a companion with him. You can I was about to say you can do two things here. You can take this companion to Pyramid and Catfish and then turn him in, or you can go in the pod, but then you
Doesn't? Yeah, go on, go on.
I was just gonna say it's something we're really not supposed to talk about, but maybe a little underground black market trading. But all of a sudden, we don't have a frog anymore. We have a monkey.
That's what I was trying to get at as well.
Yeah.
So the frog is just gone, right? Why did he bring him with him?
Well, I dare not speak of that transaction that happened under the guise of that hut that we couldn't see. We'll leave that one to the imagination.
It looks like Jam also went to the same school of thought that I was visiting, where you say, if you're on East Dark World, you don't have to hammer, you just go in here, right?
Yeah, you go to pod. So we'll get to see
He's
if he
chosen
gets
this
rewarded
over
with that,
Skull
yeah.
Words, which Kyong did, and I don't think you found anything all
No,
too
he didn't.
useful in there. So if Gem happens to find the Fire Rod soon, that's another double dip save for him over Kyong, further extending his lead, right?
Yeah.
All these small like decisions.
Oh, Jim threw a bomb in the wrong direction though. If he does that like 20 more times, it might counterbalance Kyong opening a chest in Skullwoods.
I'm not sure. Yeah, so far things seem to be coming up, Jim. But don't take that as encouragement to leave this stream, because we're still missing the hammer, as you mentioned earlier, and many other useful items that these runners will need to find at some point.
And yeah, pod could come up completely empty, and Kyong doesn't have to make the decision to go in the pod. You know, he could just go over to Catfish, and Catfish has been known to be like Jim's mortal enemy. And these two runners do know each other really well, so Kyong might be thinking like, you know, my overworld wasn't too efficient. Maybe I feel like making a play. Let's just go directly to Catfish.
Actor Broker, I have terrible news for you. Front of Skullwoods actually had the hammer, if you believe it or not.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a cropping issue on our end, so we must have missed that one, but it was most certainly technical difficulties and had nothing to do with us. I promise, trust me. You saw it too, right? And by saw it, I mean like not saw it. Oh.
Jam electing to death swap and POD because he of course does not have the mirror.
And he also, you know what else he doesn't have? The hammer.
That is true. So
I'm kind of
if Kyong decides to visit POD, he will be able to do that helmet store. And I am inclined to believe that he might be doing that because he got burned last time he didn't.
Maybe, but maybe we're just like, nah, who wants to go there? He could just do Hype Cave and like leave. He could go we could go over to Hera. Amir is, you know, quite the dirty spot to find in Hera right now. By having to take the long way around. Or yeah, he will have the option to see pod to its fruition. But again, that could be like good for Jim because Helmosaur is a really, really long check, and if there's nothing on it, you'd rather skip it.
It's true.
But
remember what we said earlier. Kyong is trying to reduce the mental damage he takes, right? So
That's true. That's true.
the thing is, if he does Helma, and it's nothing on there, that's also mental damage you take.
That's true too. Yeah.
Excited to see what his judgment will be. Because looking at his routing right now, I think he will probably also go to pod. There's not very attractive spots to do. Apart from
He
that
doesn't.
anyway, right?
He doesn't like I guess have the pressure to do it now like Jim did because he has the hammer. So getting to this portion of the Dark World is not such a journey. Whereas Jim, like, he didn't have it, so he actually had to make, like, a conscious decision of, like, man, I guess I do it now or never. So we'll see.
Yeah, but it looks like you're wrong. You're dead wrong, Ectoboker. Kyong is actually heading towards POD. Or am I absolutely dead wrong?
Yeah. Yeah, the POD, it's short for Pure O Mid. That is what Gerda was talking about right now, because we're gonna go check that out. We might still go to Palace of Darkness, but...
Is he going for Catfish or POD here? I am so excited to find out. He's going towards Catfish. It's also kind of an isolated spot you don't want to have weighing on your mind. Gem, by the way.
He's gonna go to Skull Woods, which, by the way, a lot of people didn't catch it, but we definitely didn't miss it. The hammer is here, so he'll be getting that. This is not in this chest, though, because I remember which chest it was in. I'll let you know, but I don't want to spoil for the other people that are watching.
Is it in here? It is not.
No.
Big Dunker, I have good news for you. You're just in time to catch the answer to your question. So let's see if Catfish comes up. Oh, that's actually a nice find. That's a good find. It's not bad.
Oh, man.
This opens up Turtle Rock completely. Does it not, Ectoboker? You're the expert on logic here.
Alright, I'm gonna do some mental math.
Mm-hmm.
We have Quake. We have Samaria. I'm waiting for the tracker to click the fire rod, though.
Right. Any moment now.
Okay, what item do we need to finish? We need Bombos.
It appears you would be correct, yes. That's really all we need. And you only need that for one dungeon, so the entire rest of the world is kind of open for these runners, with the exception of the mirror spots, of course.
In pod was completely a bust. Man, God, I'm still I'm still tickled pink by the fact that we're just sitting there watching Jim clearing pod, waiting for the hammer to appear, which is right there in Skull Woods. Meanwhile, like, Kyong is probably doing hammer pegs on the other side, and we're just sitting here like, where's it gonna be?
Yes. I have seen grave accusations in chat of accusing us of only watching Gem's stream. I want to say this is completely wrong. I am the biggest Kyong fan of all time. I would never do that.
The mirror in Ice Palace. Did you guys know that? No, because you were watching Jim's stream.
Right.
And yeah, I'd like to add on to what you were saying earlier, where you were saying all things are coming up Jim. I'm going to say exactly the opposite now. All things are coming up Kyong right now. That mirror is not something we necessarily need to beat the seed that we know of. But,
as long as he doesn't get baited into Palace of Darkness, it looks like he actually has taken the lead here, right?
Yeah, I mean, doing all of Palace of Darkness for nothing.
Right. And also, I'm not seeing Gem go up to Catfish too soon. I mean, he will at some point,
Hammer,
but...
what's he gonna do instead? I guess he can go do Hera. But, yeah, maybe you're right about that.
He might do something silly. Like, going to Turtle Rock without the fire rod.
Yeah, he does have the option to perhaps scout that out. So, man, yeah, hopefully for his sake, you find like a big key in the first chest. Bombos would be kind of hilarious too. Bombos would be actually terrible for Jim. You definitely don't want him to find that in the first chest. That would be like the worst. But even this Hera trip is going to be kind of bad for him because Kyong did find that mirror in the first chest of Ice Palace, so...
Kyong will have a nice route on Death Mountain. We talked about him missing the Darkwell Death Mountain earlier, but he will be able to quickly go to Hera, do that, finish up Turtle Rock in one fell swoop.
He completely made up for that earlier inefficiency. Maybe you just go to Turtle Rock first, too.
Yeah, why not? There's really not that big of a difference between Go Mode Turtle Rock and usual Turtle Rock.
More items in there, yeah, and then, like, there will be no decisions to be made. Whether, you know, if there's an item in Hera Basement, like, you're like, oh, do I check it or not? Well, not until I do Turtle Rock, or, like, and then you can finish it up with Spike Cave, too, because, well, Jim has that cape. I guess that was in, Pod. Okay. Well, that would be another out for Jim, then, if, like, the only invincibility item was the cape over in Pod, which I hope that's where it was. I don't remember. Kyong would be, like, maybe less inclined to do Spike Cave. In fact, it would be, like, nigh impossible for him with the equipment that he has.
Did he fill his bottles at the Waterfall Ferry? I know Jem did. I don't know. I did catch if Kyong does it. Which is not... Sorry, but Jem is absolutely failing at this Hera pot. He finally got it after, like, what felt like 3 minutes. I don't know.
It was... maybe not his smoothest Hera pot, maybe not quite 3 minutes, but I'm sure it probably felt like 3 minutes on his end.
Yeah, Kyong filled one bottle. I don't... Gave a green potion, so yeah, Kyong won't really have the option to do Spike Cave.
So yeah, if you're a Jim fan, I think that would be a decent, like, out for him with the current loadout, but, like, Kyong might also just go get bottles right after this, too.
Very smooth Hera fight by Jim.
Okay. How would you rate that on a scale from 1 to 1 million?
I mean, it was really quick. It also was kinda scary. The first spin he did, Moldom looked like he was going to hit Gem, but he just dodged it. But, you know, that risk paid off. He got an early hit in, he got a quick second hit in. I can't really complain about it. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Okay.
That's a pretty good rating. And looks like Kyong is actually going to go to Hera first. Jim is going to be checking Spike Cave.
So if you're a Gem fan, you're gonna hope for Bombos in there.
Praying for Bombos, yeah.
Actually, are you? Because that will lead Gem to...
I mean, I don't know.
A Maya run, which he will full clear, which is not going to be needed, right?
Yeah, like Meyer and Ice, but... I mean... the thing is that Bombos being in Spike Cave, which it wasn't, so I probably don't need to go on about the fact that, like, that could lead Kyong into Swamp and all of that, but, like, whatever, it's over.
Hitsuyon, I will tell you where the fire rod was, if you in turn tell me where the hammer was. How does that sound?
Ask him where Bombos is while you're at it.
I don't think he has the ability to deduce that, honestly.
That's not what he thinks. By the way, did you see how much better Kyong's Hera pot was in Gems?
He saved around 3 minutes by getting that first try.
Do you think if Kyong keeps up this pace, he could earn a 10 out of 10 Gerdo rating for Hera?
I mean, it's all down to Moldom, right?
Alright.
We'll have to watch closely. It looks like Jam is going into the back of Thieves Town, which is quite the play.
I mean, again, and this could be a little bit of a game changer too, if say Bombos is here as well.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say if this comes out empty, Kyong will win, and if this is Bombos, then I don't know. Well, Kyong isn't out then, right?
I don't think so. I feel it's kind of funny because if Bombos is equally as bad as the Fire Rod, like, given the fact that they both will get you into Ice Palace, and then Ice Palace has that dirty item being the Mirror, which can, like, ruin your whole entire race for giving you all these, like, just horrendous places to check. I have no idea, man. That would be really interesting. I don't want to answer that question.
Well, still an open race is what we can deduce from that. By the way, I of course watch Kyong's Moldom fight extremely closely, as his biggest fan.
Okay,
and Honestly, it was a little bit slower than Jim's, from what I can tell. So I'm gonna
Okay.
give that an 8 out of 10.
An 8 out of 10? So
It
you're
was
telling me he
very
lost
smooth.
more than 3 minutes on the Moldorm fight
I
that he
mean,
saved up from the Herapot?
I'm just talking about the Molum fight, not about Hera in general. Of
Oh,
course,
okay.
I would never have rated Gem's entire Hera a 9 out of 10 after that disaster of a Herapot.
Okay, that's why I was really confused. You had me thinking like I could get your stamp of approval, but we just actually had the bar lowered on that one. But that was kind of you to do. To ignore the bad parts when it came to the rating.
Kyong is heading into TR now, as we expected. He's going to full clear it and hope to find that bombos. If you're a Kyong fan, you're going to hope for the same, of course. If you're a Gem fan, though.
Yeah, and if it's here, I mean, like, oof. That's just like curtains. Just a compass there in the big chest of thieves, so really nothing in the back, but I do believe blind is guaranteed to have an item. I'm not gonna say it's guaranteed to be bombos, but, you know. That's also one item found in Turtle Rock. It was just a red 20.
Did you know that blind is a scripted fight? Let's see if Jim can execute that script.
So far, it's looking pretty good. I'm not quite the NMG expert like you are. I kind of, you know, play second fiddle to your knowledge, but how many hits does it take to kill blind?
Takes a grand total of 9 hits. His fight is 3 phases. You need 3 hits per phase.
Okay.
So if you do some basic math.
And if you could give him 3.3 points on a scale of 10 per each phase, how would you rate Jim's blind fight there?
I didn't watch too closely, honestly.
Okay. I didn't either.
I will have to admit that.
I was trying to get some help.
Yeah,
on
but
that.
it's Jim. I'm sure he did very great. Well, Jam for the second time is going to pick up that frog after he turned him into a monkey earlier, however he did that.
We don't ask those kind of questions. In fact, I actually don't think we're even allowed to talk about it here. Kyong just doing the motions here. Praying Bombos shows up. If Bombos is not here, he gets to do Skull Woods. He can go finish Meyer. I do believe that there is an item on Landmo.
Just want to point out that that poke room by Kyong just now was very smooth. He went down with a sword out, bumped the skull, still got the double spin on the poke. Not easy to do.
I hate that room with a passion.
Not easy to do at all. Let's see his poke too, if he fares just as well here. But he got not the greatest RNG, but
he made well with it.
He played it as well as you can, really, so.
We're gonna be checking Mimic Cave. If you followed Big Dunka and you know his seed reading logic when he batched 50,000 seeds, this was the most probable spot for the Ice Rod, but we didn't find it there. So if you want to tell Big Dunka he is wrong, now's your chance.
How did he batch those and analyze them? Did he look at all the ladder seeds?
He handcrafted every single one of them and like checked them on a Sunday morning with, you know,
and then he
a cup of milk and his glasses.
Races, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Or he played every single one of them and just took notes.
Well, Gem is doing all these overworld spots you really don't want to do, but it looks
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's Bombos on Purple Chest. Oh my gosh, Gertle. That...
Yeah, I was about to say, these are long checks, long single checks, you don't really want to do them, but it paid off for Gem greatly, because he has that Bombos now. Unfortunately for him, like, I feel like this is just gonna distract him further from where he really has to go, which is the catfish.
But when is Kyong going to go to Purple Chest? This is madness.
Yeah, he'll probably get it rather late, but also Gem will get to catfish rather late. So both of these have one item missing in a very unfortunate spot, I would say.
I mean, like, I can't say purple chest is necessarily that bad for Kyong. We does have the mirror, but like he's everything. And they both are going to have everything open.
Yeah. Actually, do you remember at the start of this race when Jam did not do Zora? Might that actually come back to be a positive for him?
That
Because
be
that would
the
actually drag him
winning
towards
play?
Catfish a little bit more.
Oh my gosh.
That would be a twisted turn of events. Such events you will only find on SpeedGaming 4. Like and subscribe if you're not already. And follow. I don't think you can like Twitch streams, but you know what I mean.
No, this is the one. You're gonna have to do it because this race has now gotten really interesting. I cannot tell you like who's ahead and who's behind now.
Yeah. It comes down to when do they decide to do that sport that they don't want to do really. Right?
Because like, and here's the thing too. It's like, so Jim is going to take that Bombos, and he's probably gonna go to Ice Palace. Like, why wouldn't you? Ice Palace with
Yeah.
Icebreaker, like it's not bad. And you're thinking like, Fire Rod's always in ice, and then you get Mirror in that chest. Oh my gosh, man. You gotta say no, thank you, Swamp.
This race is really out in the open right now. It just comes down to the decision making of all of these players.
Yeah. I actually feel like Jim has maybe a little bit of an advantage here. I feel like his route over to Catfish is going to feel a little bit more fluid, but like honestly, Kyong can just pull out purple chest at any moment too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I think Jim has like a little bit of a pathway to get there, whereas Kyong, like, I mean, dude, it's a coin toss whether he does that or not.
Right, it's an absolute 50-50.
Like you're like, oh man, look, here he is. He's gonna go do Smith and purple chest.
Oh.
No, he's actually just gonna kill Mothula. I hope. If not, I get to be wrong, but that's okay.
Really excited to see what they're gonna do. But yes, he's going to morph. He's very well equipped with a tempered sword, a blue mail, plenty of hearts.
And a green potion. Alright, nice vanilla big key there in Meyer. Love to see it. That's sarcasm. I hate it. I hate it a lot.
Yeah. As Chat pointed out, I don't think Kyong would do Swamp without purple chest before. Because it's just nice pathing you got down there, right?
Yeah, that's true. And like with the mirror too, we have Bombo's tablet, which is now made available. So perhaps he
Right.
wants to. He would want to do them all. Yeah. It almost kind of seems like whoever goes to Swamp is like gonna get the death touch for this race.
Right. It's kind of how it goes.
But then if both of them go to Swamp, then I don't know who's gonna be ahead. And yeah, also not to mention, but Kyong, he never went in the pod.
Right, that's certainly an option for him. That's why I was saying, like, this Pendant layout is dangerous, because these dungeons, they can bait you in, waste a lot of time, you know?
Yeah. And was there a single item in any of them? Absolutely not.
Well, there was this cape that helped Gem do Spy Cave, but yeah. So yeah,
You
there
know,
wasn't.
maybe required just on Jim's side to do Gannon, but I'm not really gonna speak on his behalf. But yeah, he did at least get a nice safety of it. But like, that's pretty much the only thing.
I mean, looking at Gem's health right now, this guy is struggling. And he might be happy to have that cape going into... I mean, he has silver arrows, he will be fine on Viti, right?
Yeah, we do have silvers, so it's not necessarily the worst fight.
Why did they leave these in when they removed like every other luxury safety? Who made these rules?
So you know what, I think that it's a good rule set.
Yeah?
It's okay, it's alright, man.
Okay. Don't want to flame and diss the creator of this rule set together with me? Okay, I see.
No, I don't. Because
Alright.
I think they're at. It's like it was a very creative take. I don't think really anyone has necessarily like gone to this level with like this amount of thought. Normally, if they're gonna make things more difficult, then yeah, they just do the blanket thing where they're like, all right, cool, it's Oko with no hearts, have fun. Oh, Randomizer, you know, la la la. This was, I think, a really like creative twist to kind of keep the difficulty curve there, but also, you know, keep a little bit of the fundamentals of the randomization. I think they nailed it.
All right.
And you agree with me on air. You can do
I
it.
think you're, dude. Nah, I'm not agreeing. Let's just leave it at that.
All right. Well, in that case, suck it, Sinek.
Jam got done with Maya. Kyong's gonna be done with Desert in just a minute here.
Would you say that was optimal fire rod usage? To
No,
like
it definitely
first-
wasn't. But he can make up for it with a one-cycle landmo abusing these silver arrows. Let's see if he can get it.
Abusing the silver arrows that Sinek specifically allowed in this mode that you disagree with. Sinek. Gerdo disagrees with Sinek, just to add. But that was a beautiful one cycle.
It was. Yeah, that's a 10 out of 10 landmo for Kyong. Can't say the same about his overall desert, but he got through there quick enough.
We're only right in the boss fights these days. Well,
so
Jim is...
yeah, go on.
Yeah, he's in Ice Palace right now. Gonna, you know, still looking for that fire rod, so he's gonna open these chests. But like, man, if you could forget any chest in the game, you want to forget this one right here, because this item, although very useful, it can allow this seed to be very dirty. That's a mirror. So like, you know, he has catfish left. That mirror now opened up all of swamp. It opens up checkerboard cave, cave 45, graveyard ledge.
But it also makes catfish a little bit more attractive, right? Knowing that he also hasn't done Zora and might want to check that, because that Zora check, it has been weighing heavily on his mind. I can't repeat it often enough.
That might be the case, and if that is true, the mental damage that Zora has caused Jim to make him go over and do catfish, he will be heavily rewarded. Who will not be rewarded is Kyong, going over into pod. He will get a cape. Yeah, nice safety, but it's not Bombos.
Damn.
Holy moly.
He's gonna waste a lot of time here. Do you think he will do Helma if it has an item? I don't know if it does, honestly.
I don't know if it has an item or not. I don't know. And you know, honestly, I don't think he will.
Stream when he was in pod, because I'm a Kyong fan. I don't watch the other stream.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Kyong did get the benefit of knowing what's on Ped, so he will at least not be tempted by pod. And I don't want to speak.
Very nice room by Jim. Just saying, go on.
Oh, beautiful stair clip, yeah. Kyong lost his, you know, his first race in this tournament because of Pendant pod. He elected not to do it. And he has played like 7 matches so far. Basically, they've all been elimination matches. The man has tons of blood on his hand. I don't know if this was coincidence, but like, I was watching, you know, a couple of his next races, and he was put in a similar position where it was like, hey, here's Pendant pod. Helma's got an item. Do you want to do it? And he still said no. I actually do not think Kyong is a man that... He's not going to let, like, item recency...
Doesn't hold a grudge, right?
Yeah, yeah. He plays his game, and he plays his game every time, and like, I mean, maybe that's why he's so consistent.
Skipping Helma is the optimal play in his mind, and even if it didn't work out that one time, like, it doesn't change it.
But that being said, I don't know what he's gonna do here.
Alright. Much talk about nothing, as expected of both of us.
Well,
So,
I mean, yeah. If that wasn't a given, I don't even know why we're here.
does he go for it? Does he not? Who can tell? You will have to keep watching the stream to find out.
Right, so Jim's gonna be heading off to his cold stare fight.
Yeah. I'm watching closely to give it a rating. I would advise you
he
to
has
do
a
the
good
same.
one.
We know not much will be going on Kyong's side, for now at least.
Except that cool cane strat there to get past the turtles. It looked very cool. I loved it.
Not bad, not bad. As well as you can do it with bombos.
I refuse to watch because when a runner is in pod, I only look at that screen. So I've just been watching Kyong the whole time.
Okay. Well, I can tell you that he did it as fast as you can, but I still will only give it a 9 out of 10 instead of 10 out of 10. Because it was not very aesthetically pleasing with the cold stare puffs splitting up at the end.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, excellence to get a 10 out of 10, you know, you got to know what you're doing. We don't just give that rating out to anybody, so sorry, Jim. Try better next time. And yeah, Jim following suit here. Just missing one item, so makes sense. There is one item here on Landmo, and then also we have the unchecked checkerboard cave.
True.
Kyong finishing up pod. Are we going back in? We are not. I don't know if that was the last item.
No, there is an item on Helmasaur. And he decided to not go for it despite being burned by it in his last winner bracket game.
Oh, this looks
very
good.
commendable. And yes, he's heading to Village of Outcasts, and that probably means he's going to do the Smith chain.
Will he do Thieves Town first?
I hope he won't, but he might. But I don't think he will. But I also might be wrong.
I don't think so either. But like, maybe we go up to. We just got a cape too, so we got to check out these checks as
he
well.
never checked this. Yeah, he's going to do this and Graveyard Ledge. And then probably the Smith chain towards Swamp. Like, that's at least what I think would be a logical play for him to do.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think that's bad. But maybe, you know, you're gonna be chilling on this this ledge here. You're in the light world. You have a personal taxi that'll take you anywhere in the light world. Maybe you just want to get a head start on Swamp Palace. Who knows, man?
This is so tense, Actamoronke. I couldn't imagine a better game.
I couldn't either.
Yeah, Kyong needs to get purple test. What is he doing? That's absolutely legit comment. Why doesn't he just go to the items?
Yeah. Typically, the best route would be to skip everything you do not need to do. And we we did elect to take our personal little taxi, and Jim is over here as well.
Following suit, huh?
It's so interesting too, because neither of them can do pyramid phase either.
Yeah.
So
both of them are going to waste their next like 5 to 7 minutes, right? So what do we want to talk about?
Jim can go north first. Which
he won't. He doesn't. Kyong is not going to Swamp, by the way. Neither is Jim.
Well,
I think they'll do this cave and then go to. I will stop with my predictions. I've been dead wrong like 90% of the time, so I'll just stop. I just enjoy the show.
Like, honestly, if they both were gonna do Swamp, what is a better time than having them both do it, like, exactly at the same time?
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're both going to waste the next 5 minutes at the same time, so we are free to talk about whatever we want.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about?
We already talked about Airy and his lightning fast escape times, correct?
We already covered that topic.
Yeah, okay. Oh. Do you want to talk about the greatest Rando moments of 2017?
I can talk about that, but before that, I want to make sure they're actually going to Swamp. It looks like Kyong is.
Okay.
I might still flew away, who knows? He isn't. Alright, so, greatest Rando moments of 2017.
Obviously, I gotta say a top 3 from me. We had Frame versus Smoke. It was the closest race you've ever seen in your life, and Smoke had a monstrous lead on Frame. However, Frame just outpaced him step for step in the gauntlet, and ended up doing the gauntlet like 30 seconds faster just to edge out like a victory within seconds. That will always be an S tier, matchup for me. What about you? What
Frame about Smoke you were just talking about?
Yeah.
DI Smoke Math Daily 69.
Yeah, well, yes, that would be the one. Yep,
Okay,
yep.
okay.
I wasn't trying to
I wonder
dodge his
what
full
to that
name.
guy, honestly, but that description you just gave, with Furamage straight out executing him in GT, like,
Uh-huh.
actually, I thought about the same moment, but with a different player on the opposing side, the great Orphis. I wonder what happened to that guy as well.
Oh,
Exactly the same thing happened to him with Furam. Isn't that incredible?
like that's actually my second favorite race that happened probably, I would say, in that 2017 era.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. There was another one I thought was really good too.
Right.
It was not a race with you. It was Hippos versus someone else. But I remember how excited I was because we were all so excited because Hippos needed to win in order for this really good runner back in the day to advance in the tournament based on the rankings. It was Gerdo actually. So I
Oh, really?
remember Hippos had a huge upset so Gerdo could actually advance further in the tournament. That was a
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
good one
I
too.
remember that. That was like a three-way race, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
In the end. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's a good choice, but do you know what race came immediately afterwards? After that race?
You're gonna have to remind me.
It's been Goro versus Farame, another absolute great classic of 2017, again involving Farame. Can you believe it?
Oh, I can't believe it, but oh my gosh, I just didn't remember that there were so many good moments from 2017.
Yeah. In case you guys weren't around back then, you should go. Like, they're all archived on YouTube.
Oh, they are all on YouTube.
If you ever have some free time, you know, just check those out. In case you're wondering why we're talking about this stuff when both these runners we already know that nothing's in Swamp and they're both just
Yeah.
wasting their time, so
We wanted to take this
what is there to talk
opportunity
about?
to, yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, like, this is our only chance where, like, you know, what's going on in the race isn't pertinent, so, like, maybe they can learn a little bit. I mean, I can tell you another great moment back in that tournament too. Jim, I believe he had he drew an unfortunate second round matchup versus Andy. However, came out with the 2-0 victory, making everybody super upset in chat. Like there was almost riots back in the
Was
day.
that 2017 as well, that tournament?
It was back there, yeah.
My memory is cloudy, to be honest, so you might be right. I'm not 100%
Everybody was
sure.
like, "Who is Jim? He's only got 3 letters in his name. Andy has 4 letters in his name. I don't understand how Jim won. Like this is crap. I want my money back, even though I didn't pay for it." But man, that didn't stop them from asking.
Damn.
That was a good. All right, your turn now. I mean, I can go on forever, dog. So.
I'm trying to think about any other great moments from 2017, but honestly, I think we covered most of them.
I mean, you could bring up the finals of, I think, of like maybe that same tournament, but like that one actually might be a little too sore to touch. It involved the other runner.
I don't think we're
We
talking
want to
about the
talk
same
about that
finals.
one.
I don't think that was a very special final. It was Kranzoon versus.
No, you're right. Maybe it was the next one I was thinking of.
Yeah, probably.
I was thinking of Kyong versus Christos Owen.
Oh,
But
when was that?
that one hurts. I don't know. It was around there, wasn't it?
Dude, I don't even know. I would need to check the old challenge pages, but I don't feel like doing that right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was the finals. Kyong was going against Christos Owen, somebody who seemingly had a strangle lock on the competition. However, was dead to rights to the runner you see on the right, Mr. Kyong 92. However, Kyong killed Gannon and failed to cross the bridge and fell.
Right,
and
I
thus
remember
allowing
that.
Christos Owen to win that match, staving off elimination, and then winning the next game to take the title. So,
Damn.
an act from God, keeping Kyong from being a rando champion that day.
Has Kyong won any tournament? He's been around forever. He's always one of the greatest. I think he's the greatest of all time. Ahead of Jam and Andy. I'm just gonna say it right here.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's won any big championship.
Kyong has won the spoiler log. Kyong also participates in the Mystery Pog Championship. He has been there since season 1.
Right.
And has, like, literally won it, I think, 4 times.
Oh damn, that man. Often? I didn't know that.
It is a tournament that involves the zaniest settings, and then the winner also gets to choose the settings for the next year. So,
Right.
Kyong literally he makes the settings and then loses, and then beats the next person who makes the settings. He has won every other year, and it's like it honestly cheeses me off because like he keeps beating me. So.
So both these runners elected to do left side as well, not leaving those two items behind. Both of them feel absolutely terrible right now because they found absolutely nothing. Oh
Ooh.
no. Kyong
Well,
looks like is going back to Helmasaur?
I do believe so, and like I think
Gem?
I don't know. He might be going pyramid from here, but if Jim is going Helmosaur too, I think we might like be able to do like a flash
Nah.
round of like 2019 memories.
I think if he was aiming to go for a pyramid, he would have just gone from Swamp, right?
Oh my god. Okay. Well. Wait,
They're turning in their green pendant, of course.
Oh yeah. And then yeah, might as well just do
both planning to do
Helmosaur.
Helma because otherwise they wouldn't have ended the Dark World portal, right?
Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
So we got a couple more minutes to talk about the greatest hits of the past, as you mentioned.
I mean, what they're full disclosure, like it sounds like maybe we're being a little rude. No, what they're doing is completely sensible, and like we predicted this. These locations are a little rough for both of them, and this is a great race. So don't let our flashbacks make you think that we're alleviating our focus on the race right now. We're just letting them do their things. All right, man. So if you're Kyong, what are you doing after Pod? And if you're Jim, what are you doing after Pod?
Well, I would go to the items, obviously, but I mean,
what can they do?
Kyong could still get baited into bag of Thieves Town.
Yeah.
I don't think, apart from that, he does. I don't think he has many options left, or
No.
any at all, to be honest.
I think that is going to be
take him
it
away
for him
from
as
the
well.
chest, yeah. And Gem? Let me think about Gem.
Notably too, it's not like whoever finds the item first is going to be the one that is ahead. I do think that
I think Kyong wins this race, to put it bluntly with you.
But with like what's already completed for each of the runners, Kyong's like dungeons that are cleared are gonna be a little bit more time consuming.
Correct, and he also has a slight lead in pod right now. So I don't see Kyong losing this race. He has done it again and will advance to the next round. Playing.
Okay, wait. No. Okay, my co-commentator getting a little ahead of himself. You know, he might be like playing the odds here, but there is this thing called Gannon's Tower. There is a chest in there that has a big key, and guess what? That chest can be anywhere except where it can't be. Did you know? Yeah, no one probably knew that, but I let you know. That can make a difference.
I've gone a bit ahead of myself. You are right. He might still get better into bag of Thieves Town. So let's, for Kyong's sake, hope that he won't do that. But he's been visiting all these dungeons right now, right? So.
But if he does back at Thieves Town, does he have enough time to clear it and then still do purple chests?
I don't. Kind of depends on what gem. I mean, what can Gem do except for catfish? I don't think he has anything left, does he?
He can go check the pyramid, or
he
pod as we like to call it.
He can go pull pedestal, I guess.
But then again, yeah, he doesn't know what's on it.
I don't think he ever checked it.
Okay, yeah, you might as well. We got all three of these dang sons of guns. You might as well go get what it was. I don't even remember what it was, but I'm looking forward to it.
I think it was 10 arrows. I'm absolutely guessing here, by the way. It's 5 rupees, unlucky.
Okay, well, hey man, that's Zora money, you know? That's a step in the right direction.
So Gem is not going to catfish, but instead...
Okay, do you see what he's doing right now? He's already actually checked the front of Skull Woods. My man is so confident that his fire rod is on ped that he's going in the Dark World. And boy, is he wrong.
Yeah.
And now, in case anybody was actually curious of like maybe the worst feeling in the world as a runner, I'm assuming that Jim is going to blind pull ped and not use his book. Even
Of
though
course he won't. I will be forever disappointed with him. Kyong, is he going? Oh no, he's going to Thieves Town. Oh.
This is incredible. I did not
Ah.
actually see this finish.
This might come down to the wire. Or do you think Kyong will be behind? What is Jem doing? What is he doing?
He put himself in pedestal prison.
He's gonna. Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna mirror bonk there. It would have been great.
All right, here we are, and Jim is actually going to show you like the worst feeling of a runner right now. Is
watch his
this
camera.
feeling?
Don't watch his screen. Watch your camera.
Oh,
so
it doesn't
sad.
feel good,
man.
Oh my god.
There was no doubt in my mind that he was gonna blind pull. It was not even a question.
I will say in the later stages of the tournament, people have been using the book lately, and I've seen them do it, and I will always remember you doing it. It's just shameful, you know? If you could have any honor in this sport, blind pull ped. If we all do it, then no one loses time to it. The one person that checks it with the book, you're the one that ruins it for everybody.
Right. I am trying to get into the racing council to forbid people from doing that. And if you also think that that's the right way to go,
yeah,
I would appreciate your support coming up.
Yeah. So
for the next, the
next voting period.
Yes, right.
Vote Gerdo Berto
just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Apparently, Jam never checked Hobo, but he's going up to Catfish now and get his fire rod.
And luckily for Jim, he's actually not going the last location as Fire Rod, mostly just because Catfish comes before Zora, so
that's correct.
That is good news for him. I think Kyong is actually going to last location as Bombos, though.
Has he done all the other stuff in the chain? Oh no, I mean, he doesn't, he didn't. So
he did hammer pegs.
Yeah. Right, I remember that.
Very unfortunate too.
But he didn't have a mirror back then, I guess. That's why he didn't do the Smith chain right with it.
Yeah, because he came back and I don't remember why, but we were up here and he did it with a hammer. I think because he went into a village of outcasts.
Wait, where's Jim going?
He went to Skullwoods first. He
never did Graveyard Ledge. Okay. I think Kyong is still ahead here.
Yeah.
Honest.
It's kind of a weird one, yeah. I think Kyong might end up like maybe checking like a few more chests overall too, but it just seems like everything ended up being like maybe a little bit like more efficient for him in the end, kind of.
Yeah, I was kind of wanting to ask that. Like at the start, like Jam was ahead like a minute maybe.
Yeah.
Going to Dark World, and now they've both pretty much full cleared Dark World, but Kyong is ahead. Right, so he had to be a bit more efficient. It's kind of hard for me to pin down where that efficiency stems from, but...
Well, I mean, we have like, the Meyer versus like TR difference as well. Bombos Ice Palace is a little bit slower, but like it's a weird one.
Yeah.
And little did we, like I said, I could not have foreseen the fact that we are basically each doing each other's go mode at exactly the same time frame. I did not think that we would do 3 like literal pendant dungeons in between to get here, but here we are.
The thing is, they're both feeling terrible right now. They both think,
oh my god,
losing this
awful.
race.
It is not good. But like, it's not over.
Oh, Jam dodging the duck expertly.
And like, if you're a runner and when you have races like this and you get into this situation where like, hey man, I'm last locationing my item. There's no way I'm ahead. It's over. Like GG, just like end me right now. You gotta escape that mentality because there's always the chance that your opponent did all 3 pendant dungeons for no reason too.
So I was watching for Kyong's reaction here, and it's the same as it always has been, stone cold.
Yeah, no. You could look at his face right there. He was devastated by finding that bombos. If you like maybe squint or turn his face sideways, yeah, he didn't do anything. He never does.
He's just vibing, dude.
I mean, like that race yesterday, he last locationed, you know, the pedestal after going to Pendant Turtle Rock without the ice rod, and even as he's pulling the pedestal, he's literally sitting there like singing anime to himself. I've never seen someone with like that strong of a spirit.
He's just here to have a good time. That's the feeling I get from him, you know? He doesn't care about winning or losing or all those less important stuff. He's just here to have fun. I can respect that. I think more people
Yeah.
should be like that.
Yeah, if you could like, you know, put like, you know, certain skill sets from certain rando runners together, like no joke. If I wanted a rando runner with like the mental fortitude of a champion, I would pick Kyong, and then if you want one that's just got like, you know, sheer guts, you take Jim. Man, you put these two together, who stops?
Who would you take for escape?
Escape? Well,
Well.
yeah, and then Airy for escape, and then we have the
Right.
perfect rando runner. Mental
Yeah,
fortitude,
yeah.
Kyong, guts, you know, just in grit, Jim, and then for the first 5 minutes, Airy.
Sounds good to me.
All right, here we go. I mean, Jim is going into Turtle Rock right now. He just has to finish it. Kyong is gonna have to get his last crystal here, and then climb up the mountain. We know that that big key is in literally the worst spot of the dungeon too.
You paid attention, huh, to Gems Mine.
Exactly one thing, yes.
Damn, that's impressive. So with that being the case, I did not know about that. Maybe this isn't as clear cut as I thought.
But Kyong is actually going to go right there because the small key there and I believe the compass chest is actually a pretty much a tell that the big key has to be vanilla. So
that's true. That's true. It's kind of a
little good
interesting
rando
logic
heads
fact.
up, yeah.
Yeah. If you're out there thinking about upping your game, you know, note that down.
And here Kyong is last locationing his go mode on purple chest, which you know he could have done 3 pendants ago, and yet he still is keeping his wits together to, you know, be paying attention to the key logic. I would be crying right now. I would be like so upset that I just did this, you know, the camera would be on my face, people would see me crying. I would hope my opponent saw me crying too and like forfeit, you know, out of pity, because I would be devastated, man.
An interesting strategy you got there.
Well, I mean, I don't have quite the skill set that these two runners have, so I gotta take what I can get.
You should stop selling yourself short. You're still in the upper bracket of this tournament, and even though you insist on it just being luck, I believe in your ability.
5'8". Is that short?
No, you're selling yourself short. It's an English idiom. In case you were not aware.
I had to double check my license. Yeah, I'm 5'8".
Okay,
so.
okay. Yeah, never mind. Alright, so Kyong going up to Vidi here. He's very healthy, he has silver arrows, no trouble expected on that front. We can kind of critique Gem's TR, there's some interesting execution rooms in here, you know.
Yeah, like that room where you have to hold out your sword and then like you hit the skull, but then you still are able to kill the pokey. You told me about that one earlier. I learned something today. But it does seem like Kyong has this looks like at least to be probably 90 seconds, 2 minutes. Trinix is a very long fight. I mean, it's at least a 60-second fight, I think.
He definitely has a sizable lead here. Very nice for him.
But we the last time I did a commentary with somebody, I don't remember who. I just remember having the conversation. But if you're not ahead by 5 minutes, anything can happen in GT. Because about 5 minutes is the difference of you doing all of the chest in GT versus them doing Power Room.
I don't think it's 5 minutes. I don't believe that at all.
4 minutes? 3
It's
minutes?
probably a bit closer. Yeah, I would say 3.5.
Well, I round up. So it's 10 minutes to do
Wow.
all the chests in GT, and also, if you want to throw random numbers in chat to pick which one of those chests that we're gonna find in our 5-minute journey, go ahead.
Yeah, always a fun game, never gets old.
Have they been doing that since the very beginning? Yeah, you know, you would be one to tell us. You've been around for a really
They've
long
been
time.
done it since I've been in the scene, yeah.
Does it like bring a joy to your heart to see that it's
It
still
absolutely
around?
does not, no. I wish people would stop. But what can you
Okay.
do? It's a staple of the SpeedGaming chat, so who am I to deny them this pleasure, so...
Well, I could at least, you know, give them what they're owed and talk bad about them doing it.
Yeah.
Because that's what we are earned as commentators. Right, there you are. Kyong
So,
is heading
Kyong.
into, Gannon's
Yeah.
tower around 129.
128.55 is the start of his cutscene.
Yeah, I round up.
Right, I forgot about that. So 129 flat is when Kyong entered. Oh, it started his cutscene, let's keep it at that, so... Can check when Jam does that.
And Jim elected to not take the 4% risk of, you know, being key locked out of Turtle Rock, and he went through the back door, and he did get a small key from the big chest, so that does allow him to skip Laser Bridge.
Ooh.
And that is chest number 2. So Kyong, like, literally has his foot on Jim's throat right now, not giving him any chance to catch up. He got a safety and the big key.
Not even the fabled tile room first could save Jim here.
Well, I mean, you know what? Kyong might have been thinking, I'm gonna go tile room first, and then like just
Nah.
got rudely interrupted. Hey, man.
Nah, come on. Who would ever do that?
Could if either of them wanted to go tile room first, given what they had done to finish this seed, would you blame them?
I think if you try to do that, you would go all in and just skip the first 2 chests as well.
Are you crazy?
You get your small key, the guaranteed one.
You just go pick up the pot and then.
Yeah, it shows you determination. You're not afraid to fail if you do that.
I would love to see someone do that route. Alright, well. This is definitely looking like Kyong's race to lose with this sizable lead that he has.
And he is not gonna lose it. He's too experienced, too skilled of a player to do that.
I'm going to agree with you 100%, but, you know...
It's gonna be around 2.5 minutes that his lead will be. And even if he died to Gannon, or fell to Gannon after killing him, which I don't think a player of Kyong's caliber would ever do, even then he would still be in the lead.
Oh, yeah, the math does check out on that. And yeah, that was a silky smooth gauntlet there, so not much time to be made up there for Jim.
It's 2 minutes and 18 seconds ahead. Going into GT, of course.
Hey, I mean, that is getting to the territory of a Gannon refight, though.
Not with Silvers. If you're a competent player, come on.
The walk back up? It's close, man. It's close. Alright, Jim getting his big key, and at least he made the correct decision, too. Wayne, if you're watching, your route is wrong. Don't do it. This seed?
It absolutely is wrong. I could go off on that, no? But... Don't,
go ahead.
Just go right side first. Get those 2 chests. Keep going on the right side if you find a small key.
Skip the chest. Don't listen to him. Skip the chest. No, go left side, get the small key, and then go right side, skip the chest, go tile room. You can't change your mind now.
That's the other legit route, but those are the only 2 options that you have.
Alright.
Guys, 2 minutes 18 seconds is more than enough to compensate for 1 Gannon fall with Silvers, trust me.
But I mean, he's not gonna fall to Gannon, so...
He is not gonna do it.
Okay, we did lose about, you know, 3 or 4 seconds doing whatever it was we were doing with those anti-fairies. Excellent Moldorm fight, though.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're really good at times, let me throw out a hypothetical for you.
Yes.
Kyong killed Moldorm 2. If Jim hovers Moldorm 2, will that be enough time?
That could shake things up here, quite honestly. It says multiple minutes. Because
That's
just
what I've
an
heard.
unfair technique, yes.
Okay.
I can't
well,
believe the Great Racing Council still hasn't banned that technique, to be honest with you. It makes Rando very inaccessible, is that the right word?
I mean,
and it saves so
I don't
much
think
time.
there are any right words for this conversation, but I see what you're getting at.
If you support me for the next council term, I will ban hovering. Just throwing that out there.
Well, there you go.
I've seen Haiku type in the chat. I think I have found one supporter by stating this.
Okay. We are quite a few phases here in Aga 2, but we do get him down. So, one Gannon fall away. Kyong will continue his, like, just absolute slaying of this loser's bracket. This man has had to play so many matches throughout this tournament. I don't think he's actually been able to sleep, like, more than 3 hours in this last week because, like, he can't. His phone just keeps going off because Dainty keeps pinging him, letting him know there's a new matchup for him available to play.
Yeah.
His phone's just going off like a machine gun.
Kyong might have sandbagged into loser bracket to get more blood on his hand. Because you're gonna knock out more players down here, right?
He does have the face of a bloodthirsty man, so, you know, that might actually have been the case.
I just can't believe that he legitimately lost to anyone in this tournament. That's why I'm making that proposal. But who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. I will say, if he can go ahead and just finish out the last few phases here of Gannon, we will be able to probably ask him that question in person.
Alright, there's an interview after this. I forgot that's a thing, honestly, but yeah, it makes total sense. So don't go anywhere, even if Kyong obviously already won the race, because he's not going too far. Because we're gonna pick these runners' brains, and these are two of the greatest minds of Rando.
And these two runners will not skip the interview either, because they know it's a golden opportunity to come in and talk with future Hall of Famer Gerdo as well. But yeah, get your GGs in chat to Kyong advancing to the round 4 of the losers bracket. Unfortunately, Jim is going to be eliminated, not going to continue his spree of second places and like getting eliminated right on Aga 2.
Yeah. But if he's going to go out to anyone, I think he won't be mad at it. It was Kyong he had to bow out to, right?
Also, real quick, just a plug, if you guys would like your own custom Triforce text speeches to be on the screen, we can throw a little command here in chat, which I hope I remember, and I believe all the details are there, but if you noticed, that one said, "Take this and get off my lawn." I believe that one was gifted to us by the generosity of Big Dunka.
Damn.
Staying true to his personality, being an old man. So it's very kind of him to do that. And the money you donate goes to the prize pool as well. But we are joined by Kyong. GG's, mister.
Hey, thank you.
Yo, GG's Kyong. Very nice race by you. 135 with kinda more or less full clearing the entire seat. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we both weren't feeling great right now, obviously. Yeah, I really thought that if it was around that area, I already lost, so I just pushed it all the way to the end. So I didn't really have any hopes for winning.
Yeah, we talked about that, like both of you must have felt pretty bad about the result of this race. But little did you know, both of you made all the wrong decisions. So.
It was really quite a treat. I'm sure you've talked about, but yeah, his go mode was Fire Rod, yours was Bombos, and like, it was just so iconic of how different those items were, but like how they allowed you guys to do exactly like the same, you know, goose egg hunt all the way to pedestal. It was a real treat to watch both of you in Swamp at the same time, and then you both left Swamp at the same time to go to Kill House at the same time. It was... Thank you for doing that. Also, GG's Jim. Sorry about the elimination, but it was an excellent race, my man.
GG's Kyong.
GG's.
Did I just hear that we were on Hammer at the same time?
Yes.
You did Swamp
That's
at the same
hilarious.
time. You did Helm at the same time. We knew nothing's there, so we had like 10 minutes to just talk about whatever, knowing that we're not going to miss anything. It was great.
Nice.
and we did do that. We talked about our favorite moments of the past tournaments, and we completely ignored your your swamp and Helma clears. But yeah, I can only imagine like how gut wrenching this entire seed must have felt from both of you, from both of your perspectives. So
Yeah.
I was not envious of your positions whatsoever.
Yeah, this seed was not fun.
I gotta ask Jem, how heavy has the skipped Zora been weighing on your mind throughout the race? And have you taken mental damage from that?
A little bit, I think. I think I must retire for the rest of the year and then
Right.
recover.
Because Kyong, on the other hand, he kind of went out of his way to get enough money for
That's the
ever going over
thing.
there.
Yeah, I'm very like at the beginning of every seed, I tend to just collect money if I'm under 500, no matter what. I probably play too safe about that, but yeah, I did end up doing Julian before going to the south. Then I was 40 rupees over, so I just entered that cave 2 times to get to 500.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. I also try to get money early a lot of the time, but if it's like in this seed where we have, what did we have, like 100 or something, or 200, then I just kind of don't care. Because I feel it takes too much time. But I definitely understand why you do it.
Yeah, Gerdo had actually predicted this probably like 10, 12 minutes into the seed whenever you did that, Kyong, that the mental well-being that you had from easing your mind of knowing there was nothing on Zora was actually the edge that you needed to pull out with the victory. He predicted that 12 minutes in, and I'm not even joking. It's kind of blowing my mind, so...
I think he is right about that.
I mean, we saw it with our own 2 eyes. It was insanity. But it was a really fun one to watch.
Yeah.
I do have to ask you, Kyong, how many races have you played in this tournament so far?
This is my 7th losers bracket match, so 8 total.
You have played 8 total matches in this tournament.
Yeah, plus the 4 qualifying ones.
Damn.
That is remarkable, Kyong.
Dude, I'm glad that I'm really glad I didn't join the league after all, because only
It looks like there will be many more races for you to come, so... Actually, how far into the tournament are we? Can anyone tell me? Because I for
He's
sure
almost-
don't know.
He's almost halfway.
I think there's like 6 races left for him if he wins the tournament or something like that.
I saw that my future opponents just scheduled their race for Monday evening-ish.
you get like a 1-day break, man. That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. Well, I hope you keep it up because, yeah, having to play like 15 matches, in a tournament where people got to play like 2 is rather incredible.
Yeah, when I lost my first match, I was like, alright, my odds aren't great here. Like, no matter what, no matter how good you are, like, just through pure statistics, it's not very likely to go too far.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier too, and I was speaking a little bit on your behalf, but we did mention how your first loss came because of Helmosaur, Green Pendant, last location Ice Rod and whatnot. You
Yeah.
have been faced with like going in the pot and having like an item on Helmosaur left, I think like 3 or 4 times since then. And you
Like that.
still don't do it, and like you don't let previous bias like affect your decision making, and that's remarkable. So
I
it
mean,
is very
yeah.
impressive, man. It's hard not to get tilted or swayed by that kind of stuff.
I don't know, I just listen to music and play. I don't really just play.
Yeah.
Don't think too
What I
hard
said as
about
well.
things.
You seem to me like you're just trying to have fun here, you know? Not many super big expectations or stuff. I kinda admire that. So, all the best to you going forward. I have to ask Jam. I have been told by Actor Broker, I didn't know that you got second place in both the previous SG lives. I know about the first one, obviously. Who could ever forget that? But apparently also the last tournament. But now you're going out very early. How does it feel?
What?
Would you have
Well,
preferred to get second place again? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I want that to become a meme or not.
Okay.
All I can say is I have a nice week off next week where I don't have to play Rando, and
Right.
it's sort of nice by itself, right?
Yeah, turn the table. Kyong is a real loser here because he still has to play.
Yeah.
You know.
I really thought I was gonna like speed run the tournament and go out in 5 games total, including the qualifier rounds, or 6 total.
No, little did you know you had to play that many just to reach the you know, the 25% mark to the finishing the tournament. So
At this point, you've come too far now. You have to win.
Yeah.
yeah, to reflect Gerdo's questions to you, Kyong, would you be okay winning second place for this tournament?
Sure, I take that.
Okay, nice.
I mean, how
Though that
many
would
is
be
that?
kind of like
That's
a
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4 wins and a loss for me to get to that point.
I was gonna say, if you get second place, that means you had to play the maximum amount of games in the tournament, like, but also didn't win. So, truth be told, I would not wish that upon you. If you're gonna be in that, you better win it. But yeah, man, I most certainly look forward to seeing your future races, Kyong. I guess we will, at minimum, see his race to be scheduled Monday evening, but probably not. I would imagine probably maybe Tuesday. So keep your eyes out on the schedule for that. But yeah, this tournament is spontaneous. You know, people have to wait for their opponents to play their matches before they play them. So always check the schedule, be looking for what match is coming up next. It might, you know, happen a little quicker than you think. So honestly, just don't sleep. Don't close out any of the channels. Have a multi-twitch of like all 6 speed gamings on at all times so you don't miss anything. That's the only way to do it. But man, I have nothing else to add. Runners, Kyong and Jim. Also, if you guys would like, Clearmouse was tracking for you today. She would love to hear a thanks, Clearmouse. If you want to, though, like you don't have to.
Well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say it because she kept track of all the items that we didn't keep track of, which were quite a few.
We may have missed 1 or 2 things, yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for that. Thank you to the runners for the great race, for the great interview, for the great entertainment they deliver to us every day. And with that, I also don't have anything more to add. Please do the closing statement, Actor Boker.
Well, yeah, that'll wrap us up. But yeah, man, thanks to everyone. Thanks Clearmouse. Thank you, Kyong and Jem. If you have not followed the runners, you will do it right now because you have to and you want to learn more about this game and get better. There are not 2 better runners to follow than these 2. And then, yeah, man, Gerdo, thank you for coming out of your retirement and joining me today. I had an absolute blast. I hope to do more work with you in the future.
We'll see about that.
Well, yeah, this is the way I want it. I like it when you play hard to get. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Everyone have a good night.